Hello everyone, Dr. ALAN MANDELL here. Welcome back to my channel, Science of Healing. As we age, our body begins to communicate with us in quieter but far more urgent ways. After the age of 60, many people dismiss these signals as just getting older. But the truth is, your body is incredibly intelligent. It sends warning signs long before serious disease develops. If you learn to recognize these signals early, you can protect your organs, restore energy, and dramatically improve your quality of life. Today we're going to talk about 7 warning signs your body may be asking for help after 60. These are signals many people ignore, yet they are often the earliest indicators that something deeper inside the body needs attention. Let's begin with the first signal. Imagine waking up in the morning after a full night of sleep, yet your body feels like it has already worked a 12-hour shift. Your eyes are open, but your energy is gone. Your legs feel heavy. Your mind feels slow. Many people over the age of 60 quietly accept this feeling and say the same thing to themselves. I guess this is just part of getting older. But what if that constant exhaustion is not aging at all? What if it is your body sending an urgent message that something deeper is wrong? Fatigue is one of the most common complaints among older adults. But what most people do not realize is that chronic tiredness is often the first warning sign that the body's internal systems are struggling. Your body is powered by trillions of microscopic engines called mitochondria. These tiny structures inside your cells convert oxygen and nutrients into energy. When they function well, you feel vibrant, alert, and strong. But when they begin to fail, energy production slows down dramatically. Research in cellular biology has shown that mitochondrial efficiency can decline significantly with age, especially when the body is lacking key nutrients. Here is the shocking part. Many adults over 60 are unknowingly deficient in vital nutrients that their cells desperately need to produce energy. One of the most common deficiencies is vitamin B12. Studies have shown that nearly 20% of older adults may have low levels of this critical vitamin. Vitamin B12 plays a major role in red blood cell formation and nerve function. Without it, oxygen cannot travel efficiently through the bloodstream, leaving the body starved for energy. The result is deep, persistent fatigue that feels impossible to shake. But vitamin B12 is only part of the story. Another silent contributor to chronic fatigue is iron deficiency. Iron is essential for hemoglobin, the protein that carries oxygen through the blood. When iron levels drop, the body's tissues begin to suffocate at a cellular level. The brain senses this lack of oxygen and responds by slowing down activity, which leaves you feeling weak, foggy, and exhausted. What makes this especially concerning is that iron deficiency often develops slowly over time, and many people dismiss the symptoms until the fatigue becomes overwhelming. There is also another hidden factor behind constant exhaustion that very few people talk about: unstable blood sugar. After the age of 60, the body becomes less efficient at managing glucose levels. When someone consumes meals high in refined carbohydrates or sugar, blood glucose can spike rapidly. At first, this may create a brief burst of energy, but soon after, insulin surges and blood sugar crashes. This crash triggers intense fatigue, irritability, and brain fog. It becomes a roller coaster that repeats itself throughout the day. Scientific studies have shown that unstable blood sugar can place enormous stress on the body's metabolic system. Over time, it increases the risk of insulin resistance and metabolic disorders. But long before those conditions develop, the body sends smaller warning signals. One of the earliest and most noticeable is constant fatigue. Now imagine the body like a city powered by electricity. Every organ is a building, every cell is a machine, and the bloodstream is the power grid delivering energy. When nutrients are plentiful and circulation is strong, the city lights shine brightly, but when the power supply begins to weaken, the lights flicker. Systems slow down. Some areas go dark completely. That flicker, that dimming of energy, is exactly what fatigue represents inside the human body. Another overlooked cause of exhaustion is poor circulation. As we age, blood vessels naturally become less flexible. This can reduce the efficiency of blood flow throughout the body. When circulation slows, muscles receive less oxygen and fewer nutrients. The brain also receives less fuel, which contributes to that heavy, sluggish feeling many older adults describe. Research in cardiovascular health has consistently shown that reduced circulation can dramatically affect energy levels and physical endurance. This is why many experts emphasize the importance of gentle daily movement after 60. Even a simple 20-minute walk can increase blood flow, stimulate oxygen delivery, and activate the body's natural energy systems. There is also the powerful connection between fatigue and inflammation. Chronic low-grade inflammation has become extremely common in modern life, especially in diets high in ultra-processed foods. When inflammation spreads throughout the body, the immune system becomes constantly activated. This places a heavy burden on the body's energy reserves. Instead of using energy for movement, healing, and brain function, the body diverts resources toward fighting internal inflammation. Scientists often describe inflammation as a silent fire burning slowly inside the body, and like any fire, it consumes fuel. In this case, the fuel is your energy. But here is the empowering truth. Many of the most powerful solutions to fatigue are incredibly simple and accessible. The body responds remarkably well when it receives the nutrients and lifestyle signals it needs to restore balance. Foods rich in protein, fiber, and healthy fats help stabilize blood sugar and provide sustained energy throughout the day. Eggs, nuts, seeds, fish, beans, and whole grains supply amino acids and nutrients that support cellular repair and mitochondrial function. Dark leafy greens provide magnesium, a mineral involved in hundreds of biochemical reactions related to energy production. Hydration is another often overlooked factor. Even mild dehydration can significantly reduce physical and mental performance. When the body lacks sufficient water, blood volume decreases, circulation slows, and fatigue increases. Simply drinking enough water throughout the day can make a noticeable difference in energy levels. Sunlight also plays a powerful role. Exposure to natural morning light helps regulate circadian rhythms and supports the body's production of hormones that influence energy and sleep cycles. When these rhythms fall out of balance, fatigue often follows. Perhaps the most important message of all is this: your body is never silent. It communicates constantly through sensations, signals, and symptoms. Fatigue is not simply a sign that you are getting older, it is a message, a signal, a whisper from your body asking for attention. Ignoring that whisper can allow deeper problems to grow quietly over time. But listening to it gives you the opportunity to respond, nourish your body, and restore the vitality that so many people believe they have lost forever. Because the truth is, energy is not just about age. It is about cellular health, circulation, nourishment, and balance. When those systems are supported, the human body has an incredible ability to regain strength, clarity, and endurance even later in life. And sometimes the difference between feeling drained and feeling alive again begins with something as simple as recognizing that your body has been trying to tell you something all along. There is a quiet system inside your body working every second of your life, a system so powerful that scientists often call it the body's second brain. It controls how you absorb nutrients, how strong your immune system becomes, and even how clearly you think. And yet most people never notice it until something begins to go wrong. That system is your digestive system. And after the age of 60, it begins sending signals that many people dangerously ignore. Imagine eating a meal that once gave you energy and satisfaction. Now instead, it leaves you bloated, uncomfortable, or reaching for antacids. Your stomach feels heavy, your abdomen swells, your digestion slows down. Many people brush it off and say, my stomach just isn't what it used to be. But the truth is far more important than that. Digestive discomfort is often the body's way of warning that its internal balance is shifting. Scientific research shows that as we age, the digestive system undergoes profound changes. One of the most significant changes is the decline in stomach acid production. Stomach acid is not just for breaking down food. It acts as one of the body's most important defense systems, destroying harmful bacteria and helping the body absorb critical nutrients such as calcium, iron, and vitamin B12. When stomach acid levels fall, food is no longer broken down efficiently, which can lead to bloating, gas, and nutrient deficiencies. Here's the shocking reality. Many adults over 60 are living with chronically low stomach acid without even realizing it. Instead of addressing the root cause, they often take medications that suppress acid even further. While these medications can temporarily reduce symptoms of reflux, long-term suppression of stomach acid may interfere with the body's ability to absorb nutrients essential for bone strength, brain health, and energy production. The digestive system is also home to trillions of microorganisms, collectively known as the gut microbiome. These bacteria are not enemies. In fact, many of them are essential partners in maintaining health. They help digest complex foods, produce vitamins, regulate inflammation, and communicate directly with the immune system. Scientists now understand that nearly 70% of the immune system is connected to the gut. But as people age, the diversity of beneficial gut bacteria can decline. Diet, stress, medications, and lifestyle factors can disrupt this delicate ecosystem. When beneficial bacteria decrease and harmful bacteria begin to dominate, the result is often digestive distress. Bloating becomes more frequent, constipation appears more often, food sensitivities develop where none existed before. This imbalance in gut bacteria, sometimes referred to as dysbiosis, has been linked in research studies to a wide range of health problems, including chronic inflammation, metabolic disorders, weakened immunity, and even cognitive decline. In other words, the gut does not just influence digestion, it influences the entire body. There is also a fascinating connection between the gut and the brain, known as the gut-brain axis. Nerves, hormones, and immune signals constantly travel between these two organs. In fact, scientists have discovered that a large portion of the body's serotonin, a chemical that influences mood and emotional stability, is produced in the digestive system. When gut health declines, mood changes and brain fog can follow. Think of the digestive system as the body's processing plant. Every piece of food you eat must pass through this system where it is broken down, sorted, and distributed to the rest of the body. Proteins are converted into amino acids that build muscle. Carbohydrates become glucose that fuels your brain and organs. Fats transform into essential molecules that support hormones and cell membranes. But if the processing plant begins to malfunction, the entire supply chain of the body is disrupted. Nutrients fail to reach the cells that need them most. Energy production declines, the immune system weakens, and gradually the body begins to show signs that something is not working the way it should. Many people notice constipation becoming more common after 60. This happens partly because digestion slows down with age, but also because fiber intake often decreases. Fiber is not just roughage. It acts as nourishment for beneficial gut bacteria and helps keep the digestive system moving efficiently. Without enough fiber, the gut becomes sluggish and toxins may remain in the digestive tract longer than they should. The modern diet has also contributed to digestive problems in ways many people do not realize. Highly processed foods often lack the natural enzymes and nutrients the body needs to digest properly. They are also frequently low in fiber and high in additives that can disrupt gut bacteria. Over time, this combination places tremendous stress on the digestive system. But here is where the story takes a hopeful turn. The digestive system has an extraordinary ability to recover when given the right support. Even small changes in diet can dramatically improve gut health and restore balance to the microbiome. Fermented foods are among the most powerful tools for supporting digestive health. Foods like yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, and kimchi contain beneficial bacteria known as probiotics. These microbes can help replenish the gut microbiome and restore balance between beneficial and harmful bacteria. Studies have shown that regular consumption of probiotic foods can improve digestion, reduce bloating, and strengthen immune function. Fiber-rich foods are equally important. Fruits, vegetables, legumes, and whole grains provide the type of fiber that beneficial bacteria thrive on. When these bacteria digest fiber, they produce compounds known as short-chain fatty acids, which help reduce inflammation and strengthen the lining of the digestive tract. Hydration also plays a crucial role. Water helps dissolve nutrients and supports the movement of food through the digestive system. Without enough fluids, digestion slows and constipation becomes more likely. Even simple lifestyle habits can make a difference. Eating slowly, chewing food thoroughly, and allowing the body time to digest between meals can significantly improve digestive efficiency. Gentle daily movement also stimulates intestinal activity and supports regular bowel function. The most important message is this: your digestive system is constantly speaking to you. Bloating, discomfort, irregular bowel movements, and persistent indigestion are not random inconveniences. They are signals. They are the body's way of asking for support. Ignoring these signals may allow deeper imbalances to develop silently over time, but responding to them early can restore balance, strengthen immunity, and improve the body's ability to absorb the nutrients that keep every organ functioning properly. Because when the digestive system works well, everything in the body begins to work better. Energy improves, the immune system becomes stronger, the mind becomes clearer, and the body regains a sense of vitality that many people believe disappeared with age. Sometimes the path to feeling stronger, lighter, and healthier again begins in the most unexpected place, deep inside the gut, where trillions of tiny allies are waiting for the chance to restore balance and bring the body back to life. There is a moment many people experience after the age of 60 that can feel both subtle and deeply unsettling. You reach for something that once felt effortless. Lifting a grocery bag, climbing a flight of stairs, opening a jar in the kitchen, but this time something feels different. Your muscles feel weaker. Your body feels less stable. Movements that once required no thought suddenly require effort. Many people shrug it off and say, "I guess I'm just getting older." But what if this quiet loss of strength is actually one of the most important warning signals your body can send? Inside the human body lives an incredible network of muscle fibers, designed not just for movement, but for survival. Muscles stabilize your joints, protect your bones, regulate blood sugar, and even support your immune system. They are far more than tissue that helps you move. They are metabolic powerhouses that keep the body strong and resilient. But after the age of 60, something begins to happen silently inside the muscles. Scientists call this process sarcopenia, a progressive loss of muscle mass and strength that accelerates with age. Research published in Geriatric Medicine has shown that adults can lose up to 3 to 5% of their muscle mass every decade after the age of 30, and the rate often increases dramatically after 60. That means that by the time someone reaches their 70s, they may have lost a significant portion of the strength they once relied on for daily life. The consequences of this loss go far beyond physical appearance. Muscle is directly connected to balance, mobility, and independence. When muscles weaken, the risk of falls increases dramatically. According to global health studies, Falls are one of the leading causes of injury and hospitalization among older adults, and often the underlying reason is not poor luck or clumsiness. It is muscle weakness that developed gradually over many years. But the story becomes even more alarming when we look deeper into how muscles influence the rest of the body. Muscles play a crucial role in regulating metabolism. When you eat food, especially carbohydrates, your muscles help absorb glucose from the bloodstream and convert it into energy. When muscle mass decreases, the body's ability to regulate blood sugar weakens. This can increase the risk of insulin resistance and metabolic disorders. In other words, muscles are not just about strength. They are one of the body's most powerful defenses against chronic disease. There is also another surprising role muscles play inside the body. They act as a reservoir of amino acids, the building blocks of life. When the body faces illness, injury, or stress, it often draws upon these amino acids to repair tissues and support immune function. If muscle reserves are low, the body has fewer resources to respond to health challenges. Now imagine muscle tissue like a protective armor surrounding the skeleton. When that armor begins to thin, bones become more vulnerable, joints become less stable, and movement becomes more difficult. Tasks that once felt ordinary begin to feel exhausting. Standing from a chair takes effort. Walking long distances becomes tiring. Carrying objects becomes uncomfortable. But perhaps the most dangerous aspect of muscle loss is how quietly it develops. It rarely happens overnight. Instead, it unfolds gradually, year by year, almost unnoticed. A little less strength today, a little less endurance tomorrow, until one day the difference becomes impossible to ignore. Yet here is the remarkable truth about the human body. Even later in life, muscles have an extraordinary ability to rebuild themselves when given the right signals. Scientific research has repeatedly shown that muscle tissue remains highly adaptable even in people well into their 70s, 80s, and beyond. When muscles are challenged through resistance or strength-based activity, microscopic signals inside the cells trigger a process known as muscle protein synthesis. This process repairs damaged muscle fibers and builds them back stronger than before. This means that the body never truly loses its ability to regain strength. It simply needs the right stimulus to begin the rebuilding process. Nutrition also plays a powerful role in protecting muscle health. Protein is essential because it supplies the amino acids muscles need to repair and grow. Studies have shown that older adults often consume far less protein than their bodies require. Without enough protein, the body struggles to maintain muscle tissue and the process of muscle loss accelerates. Foods such as fish, eggs, poultry, beans, lentils, yogurt, and nuts provide high-quality protein that supports muscle repair and maintenance. These foods also contain important nutrients like vitamin D, magnesium, and omega-3 fatty acids, which play additional roles in muscle function and recovery. Another key factor in muscle health is physical activity. Movement sends a powerful message to the body. It tells the muscles they are needed. It tells the nervous system to maintain strength and coordination. Even light resistance exercises using body weight, resistance bands, or small weights can activate muscle fibers and stimulate growth. Walking, climbing stairs, gentle strength exercises, and balance training can dramatically improve muscle function over time. Research consistently shows that individuals who remain physically active after 60 maintain greater muscle mass, stronger bones, and better overall mobility. There is also an important psychological component to strength. When muscles weaken, confidence often fades. People may begin to avoid activities they once enjoyed because they fear falling or becoming injured. This creates a cycle where reduced activity leads to further muscle loss, which leads to even less activity. Breaking this cycle begins with recognizing that muscle weakness is not simply an unavoidable consequence of aging. It is a signal a message from the body asking for attention and support. When that message is answered with nourishing food, regular movement, and strength-building habits, the body begins to respond. Circulation improves, muscles regain tone, balance becomes steadier, confidence returns, and perhaps most importantly, independence is preserved, because the ability to move freely, stand tall, carry groceries, climb stairs, and embrace daily life without fear is one of the greatest gifts of health. Muscles make that freedom possible. So when the body begins to whisper through subtle weakness or fading strength, it is not a sign to surrender to aging. It is a reminder that the body is asking for the care, nourishment, and movement that allow it to remain strong. And sometimes the journey back to strength begins with one small step, one simple movement, one decision to listen to the signals your body has been sending all along.